What's going on? It's your boy, Brother L. Finally back with another one. Sorry for the long hiatus. I just got back from Africa. Just got finished up with the work of my first week back at my regular everyday job. And thanks for supporting me because the goal is eventually to move off of the regular everyday so that I can do this worldwide. And that's one of the things that I attempted to do while in Africa. It didn't go how I planned as far as the high speed internet, but that's one thing that I can get set up over there. I just don't have anything permanent over there yet. But I want to talk to you guys about how men are built up through failure. All right. There's two reactions. There's two main reactions that you're going to have to failure. Okay. Now, first of all, you got to go out and try to do something before you even can experience failure. And I'm pretty sure this is probably cliche, but in case you don't know, most businesses, most successful businesses that you see, there's a trail of failed businesses that came behind that. I think McDonald's started, I don't know how many businesses they had before they finally were successful. They had movie theaters, things like that didn't pan out, but they finally found commercial success in selling great burgers at a low cost and getting them out at a high speed. So, anyways, I say all of that, because this even falls into relationships. You got to be able to get some type of experience, I would say, under your belt. And I'm not just talking about sexual experience, all right? I'm talking about experience with the opposite sex, period. Um, don't be afraid of heartache. I know that right now there's a singleness epidemic going on where men aren't approaching women anymore, no matter how modern and no matter how sophisticated and modern that women think that they want to become. They still want men to approach them. Why? Because approach anxiety is real. Women and men have approach anxiety. So it's very beneficial for the women to say, "Oh well, if he ain't approaching, then we just going to be single." All right, and men who have approached have been curved to the side so much by females that they're now just saying, "Okay, well maybe I'm just not attractive to the opposite sex." So after years and years and years and years of being curved to the side, men at large are just not approaching females anymore. Okay. So now you have so many inexperienced men out there that don't have the experience under their belt, that don't have the heartbreaks under their belt. Why? Because they're checked out altogether. They get a girl in high school, right? Or they get a girl in college, or they date in their 20s, and it's just failed relationship after failed relationship, and then they just tap out. They say, you know what? I'm going to focus on me. I'm going to go to work every day. I'm going to make my money. I'm not going to have to worry about paying $200 for a date. I'm just going to do my thing, and I'm going to date me, and I'm going to be me, and I'm going to live, and I'm going to just die a single old man. And that seems to be, not seems to be, but that is what's going on today. But I encourage people to go out there and have those heartbreaks. If it wasn't for those heartbreaks right now, I wouldn't have never gone to Africa. I would have never met my wife. I would have never had the relationship that I have now. Okay? I had to go through heartaches. I had to go through infidelity. I had to go through getting my heart freaking ripped out of my chest and crushed in order to become the man that I am today. Without that, without those battles lost, how would we as a nation know how to win a battle if we never even step foot on the battlefield? Okay? For all the wins and victories that we have as a nation, and I'm using this as a metaphor, for all the victories, for all the wars won, there were battles lost where we had to get our tails handed to us in order to learn, reassess, and better ourselves from those mistakes and from those losses. All right. The same thing with relationships. If it wasn't for the heartache, if it wasn't for me knowing where I failed, if it wasn't for me knowing, okay, dang, I should have been left that situation alone. But dang, I should have been got this fixed. I should have been worked out. I should have been hit the gym. I should have been worked on knowing what pleasures a woman and what doesn't, right? Instead of me just going in alone, not knowing. And let's face it, a lot of us don't have men or fatherly figures to teach us these things that they may have learned through their experience. Well, that's why I'm here. I'm here to help you guys out. I'm here to tell you that don't be afraid to jump out there. Because what I learned is that this country, as far as with me trying to find love here, I'm not saying that it's impossible. I can have relationships here, but I know that the culture here and the mindset here is different than the culture and the mindset in other places in the world. So instead of me sitting here trying to go through the process, which I can do, but as you see, the gray is coming in the beard. I'm not getting no younger. So instead of playing that slow American game, I kind of fast tracked it where I'm not saying rush, I'm not telling you to rush things, but I fast tracked it by going to somewhere where instead of me being tolerated, I'm actually appreciated. So that's what I learned through the failures. And I failed abroad too. But guess what? I learned how to become even better at determining who was truly for me because of the failures that I had. I would have never known that if I didn't at first went overseas and tried it. But I learned from those failures and I became better at that, okay? So stop listening to what everybody else saying. Stop saying, oh, you're going overseas paying for box. Stop saying, oh, you're being toxically masculine. Look, all those people are probably single as a dollar bill themselves. You go ahead, you do you get the experience under the belt and you learn and you improve and you build on top of those failures. You build on top of those heartbreaks and you become the man, the best version of yourself that God created you to be. If you watch this far, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe. I want to know what you think. I read all of the comments. Let me know your experience and how I can help you and how we can help each other achieve and become the best man that God created us to be. Peace, love, and blessings.